Hey there guys, I hope you guys are having a great day, and today we'll be looking at Snail Senhouse Saori, which for anyone who's unaware, this figure came out around the same time as my previously reviewed figure, Sakura. So basically she's supposed to be like her little sister, and as you can see she shares a very similar color scheme as her, and while her sister was more of a long-haired woman, this one is more of a short hair with the ponytail, not to mention she also has like cat ears or something. Now, since they're both made by Snail, they're both very appealing figures, but for me personally, I'm gonna have to go with her older sister, as I just find her way more appealing than her. And for anybody wondering, her ponytail is on a ball joint, so you can articulate it in whatever way you want. And what's really cool is that she can actually do something that her sister can't, and I'll show you guys that in a little bit. Now when it comes to the packaging, she comes in a very large box. For Snail, that's very rare, as they usually come in more compact cases. And while the front and back give you a more professional look at the figure itself, the sides, however, they give you a more playful view of the character. And one of the major reasons she comes in a really large box is because of all the effect stuff that she comes with. As you can see, she can create this massive fire. Not to mention she also comes with this large block of rock. But unlike her sister, it's just one solid piece opposed to being a bunch of like pieces you have to put together. Not to mention she comes with extra pegs and a bunch of acrylic pieces that you can use to hold the figure and all the effect pieces that she comes with. And here are the rest of the fire effect pieces that the figure comes with. And lastly, she also comes with 3 extra pairs of hands, and that white piece right there is to articulate the eyes in the faceplate. Speaking of which, she also gets 2 extra faceplates. And finally, she also comes with this fireball effect piece, which I'm pretty sure is exactly the same as the one that her sister has. And just like before, they did an amazing job with this, as I really like the transition between yellow, orange, and red. And as you can see, this is her main accessory. It's a weapon type of a spear or lance, and as you can see, it also has articulation at the blade. And when it comes to her faceplate, this is actually her default face. And this faceplate comes with a happy expression with one of her eyes closed. And this last one gives her more of an embarrassed looking face. And remember how I said that she can do something that her sister can't? So basically you can separate her chest from the top of her outfit. And just like her sister, she has a very soft and squishable chest, and not to mention I've had these figures since 2023 and they still feel just as good as they did the day I got them. And honestly, I really wish her older sister, Sakura, could do the same thing. And speaking of which, even though she is the younger sister, when you put them next to each other, she's actually the taller one. In fact, it seems that the top of her head actually matches up with the horns on Sakura's head. Now before we continue with the articulation, something I need to let you guys know is that it seems that I broke the hand off. Unfortunately, it seems I disconnected the wrist from the sleeve. Now luckily it does seem like an easy fix. I just need to put some super glue in that little hole right there so I can connect it back. I'll do that once I finish making the video. Honestly, this is a design fail from Snail. They should have just made it with a peg so that way it would have been removable, and if it ever came off you could have just plugged it back in. Even though her chest is made of a very soft material, they do get in the way of the arm articulation. As long as they're not trying to cross them into each other, the articulation should be good enough, I suppose. Now when it comes to her leg articulation, she is wearing a skirt, and even though it is made of a soft plastic, there's no cuts on the side, so they'll always hinder the articulation. And as you can see, this is about as far as she can go when trying to do the splits. And this is about as far forward and far backwards as the legs can go. And this is about as far you can articulate the leg at the knee. And she also has thigh rotation, but it doesn't come from the top of her stocking, it actually comes from the strap around her thigh. And here's how much you can bend the arm at the elbow. She also has arm rotation, however you can't see it because it's hidden underneath the top of her sleeve. Now when it comes to bending the figure forward and backwards, unfortunately the range is very limited, as you can see. Now just be aware when you try to bend the figure backwards, it'll actually create a gap between the stomach and the chest. The main reason the articulation isn't very good is because her stomach and her chest actually connects directly into each other, and the stomach simply being a hollow piece of soft plastic that simply hides how the two pieces connect. Alright guys, and now that we're getting close to the end of the video, this would normally be the time to do the cheek comparisons. However, when I took a closer look at these figures, now I could be wrong about this, but to me it does seem like they're both using the same thing. The only difference is that the older sister actually has straps on both of her cheeks. And that's why I'm not going to do the comparisons, as I think it's kind of redundant, since if you saw the last video, you know Shakira was basically the winner. Now I don't remember if I brought this up when I was reviewing her older sister, but one of the things I do find annoying is that when it comes to the black stripe, for some reason it only goes up on the back side but not the front side. I wish they had done both sides, as I find that very annoying. And just to give you a better look at the figure, as you can see, it's just white underwear, and unfortunately, unlike some of their newer figures, there's no shading on it, so it doesn't have a more transparent look to it. And when it comes to the thighs and the cheeks, they're actually beautifully shaped. I really do like them a lot, and one thing that I do appreciate is that unlike her sister, the black strap actually goes up from the front and the back. And as I mentioned in my previous video, they actually re-released the older sister, and I'll leave a link in the description for anybody who's interested. So hopefully that means that they'll release the younger sister as well, as personally I think you should get both of them. They look really good together. Although personally I would rather they release a recolor of these two figures, as I would really love if the white was black and then all the black was actually like purple. With the only color they should keep is the orange, and the main reason I want that is so that it color matches their pumpkin princess. For anyone who's unaware, that's actually the figure that I'm using as the mascot for my channel. It's also made by Snail. Anyway guys, now that we reached the end of the video, now it's time for the size comparisons. And here she is next to Snail's Shakira. And here she is next to Snail's Zombie Grizza and Marvel Legends Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. My Jedi Toy Street Fighter Cammy and Guile. My Mafex Marvel Winpool and Batman Hush. And lastly, my third-party Figure Zeno Vegeta and Zeno Goku. Alright guys, and that's the end of the video. If you can, please like and subscribe, and I'll be uploading more soon, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.